So over about a 12-year period, I welded about 40,000 plus bull bars. So when you think about it and you look at it like that, that is a ton of bull bars and nudge bars and other bits and pieces that we built in that factory, in that warehouse. So that's what I did for 12 years. I quit that job almost coming up to 9 years now. And when you think about like this 40,000 bars, and you would have to pick up each one at least 2 times each, sometimes more. So that's, like 80, 100,000 times that I was picking those bull bars up. Some of them were super light, like nudge bars and smaller bars like that. Others were like massive bull bars that, you need 2 people to lift them, or you're better off having 2 people to help you lift them. So to say that it was a hot, heavy work job is an understatement. It was very, like full on sort of work, very hot, very grimy. In summer was excruciating, to be honest. I mean, you get used to it, right? Like saying that now, it was excruciating. You just get used to it. It's what you do. It's what you did. And we would have to, like, if you're a welder and you're watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you don't, you'd have to wear like long sleeve clothes, like shirts, long pants. I actually wore shorts, but you could wear long pants. But you certainly had to have long sleeves, and then sometimes you could wear something over your hair to stop like welding. The sparks and stuff going into your hair, and you got gloves. So you got like you could have like a leather jacket on, leather gloves, gas mask. We wore a gas mask because we did all aluminium, which is not good for you. Like not good stuff to breathe in, the fumes from that welding. That's kind of the biggest regret I have about doing that job, is that because of that sort of bad fumes for your health. Because for me, health is number one. Like it's my most biggest interest, or alongside business and wealth building. But health and fitness has always been a huge thing for me. And that's probably the biggest regret I have, is sort of sticking with it so long. Even though I was wearing a gas mask, it's not 100%, it certainly didn't block it all out, especially when you got a beard like this. It didn't seal perfectly, but it was like Australian summer, very, very hot. And wearing all that gear, you're just drenched. Within half an hour of starting your morning, you're wet, like you're just dripping wet with sweat. So, and then I had fans set up in certain ways. You can't have fans blowing on your direct work because it can affect your weld and all this kind of stuff. But really, that's kind of the worst things about it. It was so hot in summer, kind of uncomfortable as well. Wearing all that gear and just having to do all the stuff, moving around and all this kind of stuff and you had your helmet on, of course, helmet, gloves, gas mask, all these clothes and stuff. It is a, like, as they say, a young man's job kind of thing. I mean, yeah. So quite a sort of a challenging job, I guess, if you weren't physically fit. But yeah, so that's kind of the worst things about it. And I guess also now I'm very big on location freedom. There's obviously no location freedom. Like you got to go to a factory or warehouse and then build these bars, build this stuff. So obviously there was no location freedom. So, but there was good things about it as well, right? Like it taught me skills. It taught me skills in that industry. Taught me about, like speed, efficiency, quality of work, being productive, good time management, because a lot of the everything you did was measured in time and how long it took you, and you had to reach certain quotas and stuff like this. So not high stress, but you had to push yourself. So it was a lot of that, but it wasn't creative welding. Like there's a lot of people out there, like boiler makers and stuff like that, that they're out there building things, maybe different things every day for people. This was not like that. This was very process-driven work. So you're just sort of doing the same thing over and over and over. Now, a benefit of that is that I had a lot of time to think. So, and that was kind of a good thing, but probably not what you want in a job. You know, in a job, to enjoy it, you want to be stimulated. But yeah, I had a lot of time to think about like, how am I going to get out of this job? Thinking about different business models and income sort of models that I could use to sort of get myself out of that position. But so yeah, there was plenty of good things. Obviously, like camaraderie of other guys that worked in the place. So you know, you met lots of cool people. When I did quit, and you know, I was working for myself. That's certainly something that you do notice, or you do kind of miss for a bit, is not having people to sort of just talk to at lunch, just talk about anything, whatever. Now that I'm sort of very business focused, it's kind of like, you know, when you're talking to someone else, you want to talk about business. You don't want to talk about much other stuff. You do, but you know, I'm sure you know what I mean. But that's kind of my experience as a welder. And like I said, I did that for almost 12 years. About 10 years of it was as a welder, and the sort of last year and a half to 2 years was as a manager, which was actually really good. I really liked that. I liked sort of managing a section, managing people, and kind of improving processes, improving all that kind of stuff. So I actually did that in one section where I went in and built kind of like systems, processes, put together a manual, because everything was just in the existing manager's head. Nothing was recorded. It was incredible. Like, it was really, really old school. And so that was cool to be able to do that, which is obviously something that I really enjoy, is building systems and processes around things. So yeah, so now I have online businesses, and mostly in just e-commerce, which I really enjoy, and I have and can do a lot of the things that I wasn't able to do. You know, like I can have time and location freedom to a degree. You know, like I can certainly location freedom. I can go anywhere if I want to, but I actually still just do a lot of stuff at my office. It's kind of like one of my favorite places is my office, doing my stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of my story, that experience. It was certainly worth doing, like worth having that experience in my life. And it doesn't matter anyway, because it happened. So it was meant to happen. So, you know, I had to go through that period of my life. And if you're in that kind of period at the moment yourself, you know, in a job maybe that you aren't that happy with, but you're making plans, or you want to make plans to get out, I guess you just got to keep going. You like, I never, when I first started, if I had known that I was going to be there for almost 12 years, I wouldn't have believed you. It would have been ridiculous to think, oh man, I'm going to be welding these bull bars for that long. I obviously sometimes think what an idiot I was for doing it for so long, because there's so many opportunities. Like when you sort of do get into business, you start seeing so many more opportunities around just in the world, just walking around, seeing things, being online, being offline, whatever you do, you just see so many opportunities, and you don't see them, you don't really notice them when you're an employee and you haven't. It really is about mindset. Like, and if you don't have that mindset yet, that's okay. You can't force it. You have to just keep doing. You have to keep doing things, keep trying things. And just so you know, like through that whole 12 years, I was trying a lot of things, like all kinds of different business and income models and stuff like that. And you know, that's another video, but you've just got to keep going, I guess. There's no sort of better thing that I can say other than keep going, keep making your plan, keep working on, you know, on that plan, on getting out, if that's your goal, and getting closer to the things you want. Because like now, what I can do day to day now is what I dreamed of, 10 years ago. So that is very, very cool to sort of think about.